Hey everyone, Techni here with the review of the Akko 3084 gaming keyboard. Now we had quite a few people asking about the 65% version of this board, which I think is an awesome board. But then I saw this guy and I was like, wow, so much versatility and all the features packed in to this very small package. Let me show you it. Alright, so first off in your box you're going to get the keyboard right here with a dust cover on it. Pretty nice one. It's quite firm actually. A little bit of branding up there. Pretty nice. They give you some extra keycaps to change out your arrows and your escape key right up here if you're not into that baby blue. These are gray by the way, so it kind of keeps that transition going smooth throughout the board. A rubber coated USB cable which connects by USB-C. And then they give you a keycap puller and a manual. But this manual is all in Chinese, so that is not going to help us out one bit. Alright, so the number one thing that stands out with this board that I'm sure you spotted already, right, is it almost has that full-size function within it. The only thing we are missing on this board is our numpad over here. All right, so what I want to show you here is a size difference. Again, we have our Akko right here, then we have a 60% right down here, and then a full size. So kind of showing you the difference going from 60%. Number one, what you're going to gain on the Akko here is this row and then the top row. So right through here is your basic 60% board, right? Which is really nice because you have all of your shortcuts and all your function keys here still. Now when you go to the full size board, which is going to take up a whole lot of space on your desk, right? They kind of take all of these functions, bam, and smash it over and squish it down, right? And then you lose your number key, right? So it's pretty nice. You kind of have both features within the 60% and then the full size, bam, smacked into this guy, which is just perfect right there. But again, like you see right here, it does gain just that little bit of row right there, and then this one row right over here. So you have both kind of conveniences with the full size board and then the 60% board smashed right into this guy. Pretty much a perfect combination. All right, so first off, as you can see, I have red switches. These are Cherry MX reds, and you can get these in Cherry MX blues or Cherry MX brown switches right there. Again, I have the red ones. As you can see right down here, we have the space bar off, but this goes as far as your big keys, your enters, and your shifts and everything. They all have very nice stabilizers on it, so no matter where you press, you get a very nice, even, balanced press. Now also right underneath your switches right there, as you can see, you have that metal plate right underneath there. And the real cool thing about that metal plate is it goes from edge to edge of the board, really eliminating a lot of that flex because the frame comes up and then it wraps around that metal plate. And honestly, this board has some pretty significant weight to it. It's not light by any means. I wouldn't say it's like drastically heavy, but again, you feel like you really have a quality product in your hands. Now, as far as the keycaps here, these are PBT keycaps with dye sub. And what that means is kind of like the font is dyed with into the plastic. Think of it like a keycap tattoo per se, you know what I mean? So it's not gonna rub off on you or anything. Really nice, smooth feel. And you're probably looking at this and saying, man, that font looks a little bit big. And it really is compared to some other boards. Maybe a little bit more bold, I would say, you know, but it's up towards the left-hand side of the keycap right there. And it's a little bit bolder, but it's really nice because it really stands out. And it's just, again, it's just right there. So again, talking about the PBT dye sub keycaps and the Cherry MX Red, let me go on and give you the sound test. Also up here at the top right of the keyboard, as you can see, we have those three lights up there for your caps lock, your scroll lock, and then your game mode and everything. Really cool to see that on these compact boards right up there, so you do have those notifications. And also, as you can see right here on the E, R, and T, you have that little Bluetooth symbol right underneath it. This board uses Bluetooth 3.0, and as you can see, you can sync it up to 3 different devices. And as far as on the bottom of the board here, you do have rubber feet on all the corners of the board, and you do also have some pop-out feet right here, which also have rubber grips on those as well. well. And then right down here, you have your on-off switch for the Bluetooth. And as far as the Bluetooth right there, again, you can sync it up to 3 different devices. Now, I tested it on my iPhone and then my iMac right there, and it synced up perfect and worked fantastic. They state that you get 120 hours with it right there. I didn't use it that long in wireless mode. I'm really not a wireless keyboard fan, but if you wanted it, bam, this guy has it, and you can use it that way as well. And one thing that's really cool, if you can see that little nub right underneath the label right there, that little tiny plastic deal right here. It's really cool. If you've watched any of my other keyboard reviews, I always tell them, like, why don't they put a foot right in the middle, right? Because we see a lot of, it's very mild flex, right? Nothing major by any means, never a deal breaker in any board. But I always say, why don't they put something right there to prevent it? And this board does. There's a very little bit of flex, but bam, it bottoms out right on that little nub right there. So tiny and cheesy, but my goodness, I wish every single keyboard would have that right there because it's so cool, it just stops it from flexing. All right, so as far as the features on this board right here, wow. I mean, from the keycaps, die sub keycaps are probably my favorite right there. Maybe it'd be nice if there's a little, like, maybe even a white subtle LED in the background right there. I don't know. Have I been RGB'd, you know, where I expect all of my keyboards to have RGB? It kind of feels like, you know what I mean? Back in the days, I was like, whatever, who cares about RGB? Now it's kind of like if something doesn't have RGB, I'm like, come on, what are we doing here? But seriously, this kind of design right here is just perfect. It's crisp, it's minimalistic, it's right there. These keycaps, again, are fantastic. And all the features you have built into this, if you're into that Bluetooth, that wireless mode keyboard, bam, you have it. And it's so easy to use this board. Again, we all want these 60% boards. I use 65% boards as my primary, right? And on those, I pretty much lose the function layer right there. I have everything else that's on here minus that function layer. But it's so nice to have all these options and, again, features built into this guy. And when I say it's the perfect package, I really mean that. If any of you have watched any of my other 60% keyboard reviews, whether it be the Ducky or the Amp Pro 2 or any 60% keyboard, right, I pretty much always recommend them just for gaming because they're honestly a pain for daily work or anything on the PC right there. You got to go function to this, function to that, and all sorts of other crazy stuff. You know, it's almost hard to change the keycaps on those as well because it changes out those functions. And it's like, wait, how did I used to do this right here? Because I just don't know, you know? So it's kind of a pain. But again, with this, you're getting a compact size and you're having every single feature actually on this, and it's really not taking up much more space on your desk. So all in all, my thoughts on the Akko 3084 keyboard right here. I mean, this thing is stinking awesome. It's so cool seeing that compact size with all these features right in here. Again, I don't use full-size keyboards, you know what I mean? They're just too big for my desk. I don't really use that many 60% keyboards unless I'm gaming. I do use the Ducky quite often just for gaming, and that's really it. Other than that, bam, it sits up on the shelf. So I'm pretty much always using a 65% keyboard right there, you know? But again, it's really nice kind of seeing this compact size, really small, not taking up a big footprint, with all the features in it. And as far as downfalls on the keyboard, I can't find any. I'm sure the one that we'll hear in the comments, and I honestly feel a little bit myself, I would have liked some RGB on it, you know, maybe just some solid colors or maybe even a white. I don't know. I think I have officially, we can put that mark right here, right? I think Techni has officially been RGB'd. But honestly, all in all, I think this board is fantastic. If you want that compact size where you're gaming and you're doing work and everything, this thing is gonna do it all for you right there. You know what I mean? A lot of us want that 60% compact, right? But a lot of us are still working and everything. And again, you can accomplish both with this one keyboard here. But hey, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for some future tech videos. Hey, I hope I catch you in the next one. Bye now.